Hey there, thank you so much for watching this video. I'm making this video because I just really feel like it needs to get out and that people need to hear this so that they can be reminded that they need to start putting themselves first and caring more for themselves. Now this video is in no way to discriminate against anyone, to make anyone feel bad about themselves, or any kind of offensive matter that I know it's so easy nowadays to take and to misconstrue something, but I guarantee that this is coming completely out of love um, towards everyone that needs it, and just a big hug to yourselves. So here it is. Everyone needs to start loving themselves more. This whole thing that is going on with gender confusion, being labeled and feeling the need to label yourself as a gender specific, whether it's like straight, homosexual, LGBTQ, everything in between, binary. I still have a hard time understanding what that means. But I mean, the point is, I'm not making anybody feel bad. I'm pointing out that more self-care needs to be taken. I feel like labeling ourselves is actually hurting ourselves more and it's damaging ourselves. And now that we've gone a step further and we're influencing children about not having an identity as far as like, are they a girl or a boy, just really causes confusion. I mean, when we look at the animal race, I mean, they don't do that. They just be themselves. They are the cat. They're the male. They're the female. And sometimes they end up, mating with the same sex, just like people do. But I mean, they don't go around trying to change their identity. And I feel like, although we're people, not animals, I feel like there's something to be said about that Mother Nature and just the way that we were made. We were meant to love and accept ourselves and be ourselves. We chose who we were going to be before we even came here. And when we start going against who we were here to be, we start creating a life of chaos for ourselves. And unfortunately, that can leak on to other people, such as our children or other family members, which can be pretty unfortunate. I think it puts a lot of stress and pressure on ourselves and on our loved ones. And when we get back to self-love and actually being completely comfortable with ourselves, we really let go of that need for a label. I think it comes down to the label. Like, it's okay to be gay. It's okay to love another woman. It's okay to be a woman but feel manly sometimes. There are many times where I feel very boyish, or I do things that I'm like, yeah, man stuff, like I feel pumped, but I definitely wouldn't say that. I mean, it makes me feel like I need to change a body part, or conflict self-harm or anything like that, or place a label on myself. It's just I fully love myself for who I am for in that moment. I feel that masculine energy, and that's okay. And and I continue on. It's completely loving myself without the single thought of labeling myself like I'm a boy, I'm a girl right now, like I'm feeling like a boy right now. It's like, no, like that was just my energy at the time, and I'm letting it go and moving past and continuing with who I am, with loving and being myself. And I really hope that more people can get into that, because it hurts yourself so much. And I want more people to be happy and to really truly love themselves. And so now, like for myself, of course, because I'm sure everybody be wondering, like, do I identify as anything? And honestly, I do just identify as my feminine energy. I'm born a woman, that's my body part, and that's who I am. I am more into men. However, women are beautiful too. And so, I mean, I was just raised to always have an open mind. I mean, we're all here to love, and to give love to others, no matter who it is, whether it's man, women. And like, if you like feel more even though you're a woman and you're with another woman, you feel more masculine in that moment, or whatever the situation is. I don't feel like that should give you the need to feel like having to change your body. I think that's really my point. Point one is that self-harm, that world that is happening, as far as like the surgeries and being super confused as to like who you are. Because I mean, a lot of us are we're on our journey, and in that moment this is who we are, and it doesn't mean that's who we're going to be in 10 years from now. So I feel bad for anyone who is in that phase of now, because it's such a hype about changing our bodies because it's so easy. But they're gonna look back in a few years and wonder like what it would have been like if they hadn't done that, or they, be upset with their body now because now they feel different about themselves because they're at a different phase of their life. Um, I think that was the nice thing about the exploration of finding out who we even are sexually, is the fact that we didn't put labels on it. You can just love freely, and I feel like that's what we need to get back to, is just having that full confidence, because when you fully do love yourself, like, you really don't have the need to label yourself as anything. Like, I'm just a free loving person. I give love to everyone, no matter, like, if you see it, if I'm attracted to you, awesome. And some people are like, I'm just gonna send you platonic love anyways. Like, I don't need to, like, I just don't feel like people need to have that label. That's the number two, is like the labeling is causing depression, it's causing anxiety, and it makes me so scared about my point three, which is our kids. We're gonna make them confused about who they are and what their gender is and what they want, saying that it's okay not to know what your body parts are, even though they have their body parts. Like, it's very easy for them to see that, and it's okay for them to grow up and experiment and figure themselves out, but again, on their own process, without the force of, you have girl parts but maybe you feel like a boy, so you can turn into a boy, even though you're very young, especially at that age, because our brains aren't developed yet and we're still growing, and there's so much more work to be done, and so much of our learning happens in our teens and our 20s and so on, and they haven't gotten that chance yet. They're still so innocent, which I think is really unfortunate for them. And I really hope that everybody can just kind of slow down for a minute, like, stop, just take some deep breaths, really focus and feel this situation out. How do you feel about yourself? Just like, do you fully care about yourself? And maybe get back to that before we start putting how we feel about ourselves onto our children. Um, so definitely, like, the labeling, number one, like, I really do feel that everybody needs to get back to themselves, love themselves. I'm not causing any hate, I'm not sending anything. Like I said, I send love, even to people who are bad, or people label as bad. They're all on their own journey, and I fully believe that sending compassion and being compassionate is so important in life. And that's how I feel about you, on your choices, those who are watching, who are very strong on their sexualities and the label. That's okay. I totally understand. I'm just saying, like, let's maybe take a break or a step back and reflect on how that label is really making us feel on the inside, and just exploring the fact that maybe if we fully got in touch with ourselves, we wouldn't feel the need to put that pressure on ourselves and on our spirits and on our souls. And then also, of course, with our children, remembering that they need some time to grow and figure themselves out, um, and to explore their sexuality before we put any put pressure on them, like, to have that. It's like being 5 and saying, what do you want to be when you grow up? I mean, how many of us have changed careers multiple times, and we're so glad that we didn't follow down on that other path? I kind of feel like it's the same thing. And of course, I just really want to stress that first point, which is just to keep loving yourself. Please get back in touch with you, stay on your path, enjoy your journey, enjoy who you came here to be, and don't be led astray by what everyone else is doing. Focus on you. Focus on what's really making you happy. If going through with all these things make you happy, I applaud you. Keep going, because that's what makes you happy. But if there is a part of you that, like, keeps struggling and things just aren't going right, it could be the things are going on psychologically. And this self-love and taking care of yourself, and getting back to who you really are, really is a really great feeling, and it's freeing. And I just would like to see a much more happier and inspired world out there, because there is so much hate going on right now. There's so much dysfunction with lots of different things that I just don't need to get into, because everybody knows. It's easy to look up. So I think somebody just needs to step up and say, hey, like, instead of focusing on all the other stuff, it's time we all get back into us and who we are, and just kind of, maybe we can check something off, check one of those negative things off the box. All this, the labeling, the fighting over it, and like the people who harm each other because of it. Like it's just not, I don't know, it's just not worth it. You can type you agree, or type you agree. You can do whatever you like. It's all about your free speech and your expression. That is who you are. And I just appreciate you taking the time to watch this. And I don't know, hopefully you've taken something away from it. um, Even if it's just like, I do love myself, or it's like, maybe I do need to do a self check. I mean, that is, again, it's your journey. Please enjoy that journey, and please like and share. Have a great day.